carry as women? What are the types of weight we are carrying? Being a good mother is weight of children, raising up of children. What else? What are the different responsibilities which you are having as a woman? Wife, daughter, you can't forget that you are a daughter also. Sister. So that you are talking in terms of relationships. But I am saying that household, housekeeping, such a big thing, you know. Just think if you don't change the bed sheet for 15 days, what happens? Or you don't wash the towel regularly. You don't have to wash, but get it washed also. That sooj, in Gujarati we say sooj. Sooj means that thoughtfulness. अच्छा हो गया टाइम यार, नैपकिन धोने डालो, टॉवेल धोने डालो. You know, curtains need to be home, housekeeping. What else?
You might be working also.
Working profession. You have to take care of your office. What else? Main
Doctor, as a kitchen.
cook यार. Main चीज भूल जाते हैं. प्रसादम. हाँ? No matter at what age you are, as children, as elderly, in-laws, parents, our husbands, everybody. Prasad. And not just prasad doesn't mean just khichdi every day. So many, and everybody has different needs, different requirements, different tastes, everything. So food is a major responsibility. What else?
Physical health of
Health? Isn't it important? Whose responsibility is the health of the whole family?
women.
अगर घर में आए और हस्बैंड मेहमान आए और हस्बैंड का वेट बहुत बढ़ गया है तो लोग आके बोलेंगे क्या हुआ? और अगर वेट लॉस भी हो गया है तो क्या हुआ? क्या हुआ? क्या हुआ? Because that is expected. बच्चा पतला है क्या हुआ? ओबेस हो गया तो क्या कर रहे हो? अरे वो खा रहा है, वो नहीं खा रहा है, जो भी हो रहा है, क्या हुआ हमें आता है. What happened, right? That means that expectation is there from our side. What other things? Health. What else?
Parenting. Parenting.
Parents.
Parenting.
Parenting for the children. Yeah, that's their upbringing. Sleep timing. The timetable of the house. कितने बजे उठना, कितने बजे सोना, कितने बजे different things आरती कितने बजे करनी वगैरह. So these are all the material aspects, responsibilities we are seeing, right? But are we ordinary women? No, we are women plus devotion. So what are the other responsibilities which we have, which others don't have? Sadhana, japa. My mother-in-law used to always tell, when I got married, that I used to do this, I used to do that. Then Prabhuji had to tell, okay, but mommy, you never used to have to chant 16 times. Additional, it is like 2 घंटा निकालना in the whole routine is not any jokes, right? Sadhana is there. What else?
Spiritual ambience of the deity worship and
to create an environment at home which is very conducive to spiritual life. There is good altar in a good place, nice pictures are there, regular aarti is going on, garlands are made, whatever. Association, we have to take care of our own association also, right? We are doing that for ourselves. Common association takes place in the temple, but we also have to make sure. Sometimes the husband will say, "मैं जाता हूँ, you stay at home, take care of my parents or do this." But even we have our needs for association, for deity worship, for all this. So we have this all what the material responsibilities of a woman are plus
spiritual responsibility.
So what do we become in life sometimes?
Superwoman.
Really? Superman पे मूवी बनाते हैं, सुपर वुमन पे बनाना चाहिए. What we can do क्या क्या कर सकते हैं. So we need all of you have gone to circus. So many places, you have many people doing so many different shows. But one of the most interesting shows which people find is of what? Juggling. पहले 2 बॉल जगल करते हैं, 3 बॉल करते हैं, 6 बॉल करते हैं, ये जाएगा. You start feeling how they are able to do it and all. So what is the key word which helps them to be able to successfully juggle 6, 7, 8? Focus. You have to be so focused. They cannot be distracted. करते करते अच्छी रोटी दिखी तो things will just start falling off. They can't allow their mind to get diverted here and there because they understand the importance of their act which they are doing. It's a very important act which they are doing, right? So पूरा focus लगा के they are able to do this. So to some extent we are also like jugglers only. People glorify jewelers and smugglers and all, but we are jugglers. Juggle करते रहना पड़ता है. So is juggling easy?
No. With practice, I think anything.
It's not at all easy. Not at all easy. And that guy though juggles with rubber balls. तो गिरा तो भी bounce होके ऊपर. We are juggling with glass balls. Each ball which we are handling is so important and so delicate. टूटा तो गया धार. कोई भी फेविकॉल चिपका के नहीं रख सकते हैं. राउंड बॉल गिरा कांच का तो बाद में चिपकाएंगे तो स्क्वायर बन जाएगा. It can never remain the way it was, right? So the balls which we are reading are such important balls of relationship. Relationships involve heart. And that's why they say that the woman is all powerful because she has the power to make a house or break a house. You see? कोई भी घर में कितना भी अगर joint family है, there are 4 brothers staying and their wives staying, which is like a very long back thing nowadays. But if you see that, then you will see that the success is only because the women are staying cooperatively. The day the women will start comparing, competing, उसको क्यों, हमको क्यों नहीं, भाई तुम्हारा इतना लेके जाता है, so that day there will be crack and walls will start coming up. In our hometowns we have big homes, ना 4 भाई साथ में रहते हैं, and suddenly after few years you go के 4 भाई के बीच में वॉल होके छोटे छोटे घर मिलने लगे सबको, वही बड़ा घर, but it just walls started developing in between, right? So that happened because of just nature and all of women. But if you see that if the brothers don't get along or anything, but wives समझ के लेते हैं और बोलते हैं ना कि नहीं ठीक है, बात क्या, I think it's working. No, I'm not comfortable like this. Stand not good. If you want to change, it's fine.
I'm just doing live, but I don't have a place to. Yeah, that's what I did till now, but because of this, yeah. Capture everybody in the meantime.
Hare Krishna. Volume is max? More clear. What were we talking about? Juggling. Yeah. That it is so important, right? We are juggling. So sometimes, have you all had this question which many of us have in our mind, that whenever if there is some problem or an issue somewhere, always women are asked to compromise and adjust. Why?
Because we can guess.
What else?
Their nature.
Yeah, we should be the one who is demanding.
We look at the outcome. कि अगर outcome is going fine.
Women are flexible about it.
It's not about logic. It is right to compromise or not.
Live అవుతుంది.
They soft the outcome. They accept everything. Because men, they won't accept us.
But he never said that.
Do we have to, are we expected to adjust and all because we are weak? Some people say, you know, that are we less? That is why we are always told, we are always advised, okay, you should not do this, you should.
Because sometimes it is like that also, ma'am. Certain qualities of a woman in which Kshama is one of the top qualities. She's able to forgive.
If a woman becomes stubborn, it's very difficult to bend her. But a man can still,
But those who are telling us to adjust, it's not maybe that they are thinking that we are weak. That's why. Sometimes that is also true that thinking that you are weak.
That's the general trend. People feel, you know, that you should adjust. Why always women have to compromise and adjust? Not because we are weak, but because we are strong. Whom do you expect somebody, koi samjhu? You have 2 children. And like this and you will tell, "Hey beta, tu samajhdar hai na? Nipta le yaar." Huh? To manage it. Because the opposite person is na samajh. So God also made us like that, Krishna made us like that because He understood that we have one notch up of being able to do that. That is why all the difficult things are expected out of women. Have you ever heard of men getting pregnant? They can't even bear, we have to bear for 9 months and carry on life like that and still continue our, not ke 9 months ki chutti, SL, sick leave from the household work and all, till 8 months and 30 days, till 10 days back, you are still actively working and all. You cannot take an off like that, right? So because the Lord knows that we have that strength to be able to do, and that strength has to be accessed. That's everything. There are certain things, but if you don't access it, you don't have it. It's as good as not having it. But today, unfortunately, because of the scenario outside, the world is so fast changing, women are forgetting all these things. Right? We were just giving a premarital seminar to boys. And one boy raised his hand and he said, "Okay, can I ask a question?" He's saying, how to handle, and choose what girl I should marry. So the type of questions they asked, "Mujhe chakkar aa rahe mataji." So he said, "Can you give a sample of what they are asking?" He's saying, "One girl I met and she said, I have only 3 requirements. Are you okay if I get up at 9 in the morning? I don't know cooking. So, I am very frank about it. I don't know cooking and I love shopping." बस इतना ही, बाकी सब मैं कर लूँगी. बाकी 3 things I cannot do. वो बाकी रहा ही क्या?
Nowadays they make it clear we don't want in-laws in family. Nuclear family.
Her marriage, she told directly on that boy's face, don't expect 80% share the workload. Don't expect as soon as I come from the office, you expect me to give this. You also have to immediately work around with this.
नहीं, ये तो ठीक है, I'm coming, आगे बोल रही हूँ. ऐसा बोला तो another boy said that I have a question. When I met the girl, she asked me, "You know cooking?" boys used to ask, and now the girls are asking. You know this, na? You know what all was expected out of us. All that the girls will ask. You know why? Because I'm earning. I have my career. Another boy said that the girl asked that we'll get married, but if I get a job offer in another city, then you stay here and I'll stay there. You are okay with it, no? So he said that I'm getting married for companionship, and I'm telling you that if we come to conscious, okay, what is happening tomorrow, our children, they are going to say like that, they are going to feel like that. So it is our big challenge in our life, how we are going to be able to preserve what is the role which women are expected to perform in the world. We people, there is a principle which is known as a DKP principle. You know what's a DKP principle? Desh Kal Patra. Desh Kal Patra. And to the extent the women are able to accommodate this, they will always be happy in whatever situation. There was a time when the girls and boys, they would see each other only on the day of the marriage. Kaisa raha, kaisa hai. But the girls had so much confidence in their own character and in their own cultural upbringing ke jaisa bhi hoga na, I'll make my marriage work. Didn't have to meet 10 times and decide, and then after the 11th time you say, or live in type of relationship and all. That was not necessary because they had that much confidence. Okay, we will be able to do it. Even the boy had that confidence, but ultimately it was the girl who had to do it. So that confidence of the girl was much more important than the confidence of the boy. So she could do that because the women, they have been empowered by the Lord for doing what? Multitasking. They can do so many things at the same time. You see, Prabhuji, the men, they can do one or maximum two things at a time. Practical चीज के बात कर रहे हैं. अगर तीसरा और चौथा बोला है, don't confuse me, then we don't get confused, 100 things with one, we are doing this, आगे का सोचने का, पीछे का सोचने का, everything we are doing. That means Krishna has made us special. So it is always said, to whom much is given, much is required. Much is required. So if we are important and if we do not play that important role, then how will the society run today? Society का पतन होना ही होना है. So women are sometimes compared to Ganga. We always say, Mother Ganga. What is the speciality of Ganga? Purify कर देती है, accept करती है, flow होती है, doesn't drink its own water. Wow, new concept. There is a shloka. Can we repeat that shloka? You will repeat after me. Tvaimi ananya vishaya.
Tvaimi ananya vishaya.
Matir madhupate shakrit.
Matir pate shakrit.
Ratim udvahatadada.
Ratim udvahatadada.
Gange vaugham udhanvati.
Gange udhanvati.
This comes in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the prayers of Queen Kunti. And the translation is so beautiful that just as Mother Ganga flows towards the ocean incessantly without any stoppage, let my devotion towards you flow without any stoppage. That's the prayer Kunti Maharani gave to Krishna. Just as without any stoppage it flows. So how does the Ganga flow? She starts at Gomukh. And where is the ocean? नीचे होता है ना, गंगा सागर हो, जहाँ पे भी हो. She is coming all the way down the mountains. So you think it must be straight route, straight? You never see कि गंगा ऐसे आती है, meandering around, some, क्योंकि उसके बीच में बड़े बड़े चट्टान आते हैं. What does she do?
Detour.
All these things, what you said. Either she will go around the thing, or she will go under the thing, or she will with her force take it along with it. Take the rock along with it and go. But she will not stop. She is unstoppable. She cannot be stopped. Right? She will do it in येन केन प्रकारेण कर लेंगे. So same way women have that capacity कि कुछ भी challenge आया ना, they can take it. That is why you see in the world, if one partner leaves their body, if it is a widow, she can still live, but a widower
Cannot.
they just can't handle, you know, neither physically, neither emotionally. वैसा तो दिखते हैं ना, 6 फुट बड़ा widower है, but they are nothing. They won't be able to do, because that inner substance which the Lord has given, they do not have that. They have other plus points which are there for them. But since today we are discussing about us, we have to understand that this special power has been given to us. So unless we do not utilize that properly, it will be misused, which is happening today. So we must understand, not that we become proud that it has made us like that. So we are great, you know. All men, we tomorrow you go home and start looking at your husband. वो क्या सीख के आए, क्या सुन के आए कि हमारे तरफ ऐसे देख. Not because of that. We become more indebted to the Lord that He has asked us to play a special role. जब तक हम हमारा रोल नहीं समझते ना, we cannot play our part properly. We do dramas and we have to every time explain each of the character, their role very much in detail. One year we did Mahaprabhu takes sannyas, and we don't allow another woman and another man to act as husband wife. Bona fide husband wife should only act in the drama, like Sita Ram, same husband wife should act, not कि राम कोई है और सीता मैं बन जाऊँ, not that type of thing, right? लेकिन चैतन्य महाप्रभु के ड्रामा में एक यूनिक प्रॉब्लम आ गया हमें. He was close to his mother सची माता and his wife. तो दो माता जी कहाँ दिखाने के? क्षत्रिय तो कोई थे नहीं कि दो पत्नी वाले. So we are wondering what to do. Then we said कि चलो let's make a प्रभु जी into a माता जी. But it's not very easy ना to make them do that. So we had to spend hours with that प्रभु जी to explain to him. देखो आप ऐसे चलते हो ना, थोड़ा ऐसे चलना है. आप बात ऐसे करते हो तो थोड़ा नरमाई से बात करना. हाँ, थोड़े इमोशन ज़्यादा दिखाना, रोना धोना वगैरह, जो भी है, do all of that more, right? We had to explain, and after we explained him the role, if you see the drama, you will not be able to understand that it is the Prabhuji acting as a Mataji. Superb role that brought tears in the eyes of people. Why did that happen? Because he understood his role properly. So we say life is like a journey, life is like a drama, and we are all characters in the drama. Na? The scene will come out, the drama will come out as beautiful as you play your role nicely. So all that we were discussing right now was to understand our role. Okay, although we are very insignificant people, but still we have a big responsibility. And if each one of us becomes that exemplary woman which is expected out of us, which has to be a blend. We cannot be the type of we have to change with the moving times. We are not going to be expected कि घूंघट डाल के बैठे रहेंगे एक corner में. No, that's not what is expected out of us, right? We are also doing so many services. We are doing in the ISKCON scenario. We are taking on responsibilities. We have to come forward and offer so many things. In that, still, how your mood has to remain the same. As they say, no, you are in the world but not of the world. So that is our challenge. Okay, we move with the times, still grounded in the foundation which was expected out of us, which is given in our scriptures, which is given by our gurus, by our acharyas. We have to do. You think it's an easy task? Not at all. It's a very challenging thing. But taking up challenges in life makes us what? Grow. We all like to grow, right? So we should want to grow like that. And benefit will be whose? Ours only. We will become so good. Because as they say that the world lacks what? Good examples. कोई देखा हो ऐसा तो उनको फॉलो करे ना, हीरो वर्शिप. कि I want to become like that Mataji, you know. I want to become like this Mataji. This Mataji, I want to be like this only. Like this Mataji, I don't want to be like her, you know. Like this ये कर रहे हैं. Or like this. No, बाबा. ऐसा तो नहीं करना है. We just have to have some role model ना to follow. Imagine, हम लोग यहाँ जो 30-40 लोग बैठे हैं, If each of us become role model, Prabhupada was one man. He changed the world. If each of us could become a role model, imagine the impact we can have on society. We want to compete for wrong things. Why not compete for right things? Huh? Competing is good. Compete. But for the right thing. If she can be ideal, why can't I be ideal? तो पुराने ज़माने में लोग नाम भी ऐसा देते थे ना.
इसमें लाइट ही नहीं आ रहा है. लाइट
हरे कृष्णा. पहले के ज़माने में नाम भी ऐसे देते थे जिससे क्वालिटीज इम्बाइब हो लाइफ में. देते थे ना. सीता नाम देते थे, राधा नाम देते थे, लक्ष्मी नाम देते थे, वरलक्ष्मी, वरदलक्ष्मी, गजलक्ष्मी, कितने कितने सब नाम देते थे. एंड दैट ऑल्सो समवेयर एवरीथिंग हैज अ इन्फ्लुएंस ऑन आवर कैरेक्टर. रात कैसे नाम देंगे? चिंकी, मिंकी, पिंकी, हाँ, दोस टाइप ऑफ नेम्स दे विल गिव. तो उससे कुछ we are not having any support on you from outside world to be ideal, right? So how much fortunate we are in ISKCON, okay, we are having all the support system from the ISKCON community itself, from our scriptures, from our gurus, from our acharyas, from our god sisters, god brothers, whoever is around us. We are having that support, so we should get number one prize for becoming best. We have no reason why not to become. It depends on us how much we want to get influenced by the outside world, or we want to get influenced by the devotional world, right? And we see that in the time when people were living life based on that lifestyle, society was quite better. We don't say that no problems existed, there were, but if you see ratio wise, it was quite better than what it is today. And again we would see, that it is becoming mostly because of the woman class. We hold that responsibility, right? So we need to sometimes sit and think about these things. Along means, obviously we discussed, first of all we discussed about that the awareness needed. Second, we discussed about the areas of our responsibilities. What all is there. And our nature of the DKP principle we spoke about. Fourth thing which I just wanted to discuss about was evaluation. Time to time, life is so fast, life just goes on. अभी तो 2023 का जैन था यार, अगस्त आ गया, and December will come. Means time is simply flying, right? In all these things, we don't even have time to stop and think like, right, wrong, what, everything. So I think that sometimes what happens that women go through the burnout syndrome. You go through that. Suddenly one day you realize कि अरे मैंने अपने लिए तो कुछ किया ही नहीं. We just met 2-3 Matajis during after COVID, and they suddenly were appearing so happy. You say, what happened? He's saying, "अरे COVID gave me time to at least sit and think." I had certain hobbies, I had certain interests, and I always put it under the carpet, thinking that is not important. I only have to live for others. I have to do what my children like, I have to do what my husband likes, which is good, but not at the cost of neglecting yourself completely. Because at a certain stage in life, that will hit hard to us that, oh, I had this talent here, I had this capacity which I could have contributed in this way also, but I never did. This Mataji started painting. We went to her house, and she had painted her cupboards, her like nice floral designs on cabinets. And what is this? I was feeling depressed. I was in depression, and I just let this thing come out, and I just painted, and I'm feeling so good about it. Now you might feel what a stupid thing, like that, but no, she gave vent in a devotional way. Obviously not, that. I love drinking and smoking, so drink and smoke and all. We all know our line of controls. Nobody is going to be so stupid about that. But one Mataji liked to do crochet, embroidery. वो करने को टाइम नहीं मिला. she made a whole dress for the deities with that. And she felt so much satisfaction. Okay, wow, I could do this. I have not forgotten from my childhood. In college I had learned, I have not forgotten. Right? So sometimes, time to time, we need to analyze ourselves. One Mataji was there, she just would work so hard, and the mentally challenged child was there, everything. And for years, she must have not slept a peaceful sleep. सोई नहीं थी बराबर से. So her health started getting so much affected. She got cancer, and she never realized, okay, why this happened. Because she neglected her own food, her own sleep. फिर हमेशा इसको डब्बा बना के देना है, उसको भेजना है, तू सो जा, तू उठ जा, सब लोग उसमें मैं सोऊं, मैं उठूं. No time to think. It is good that you are selfless, but don't be. Sometimes we have to be realistic. We cannot be so stupid, because body is going to demand. It will take its toll, but sometimes at the wrong time, in the wrong way. Then we will regret. I should have done it on a regular basis. No extreme is good. Krishna always says in Bhagavad Gita, too much is not good, too less is not good. Eating too much, eating too less. Sleeping too much, sleeping too less. Balance. Balance is the key word. What we want to come to is balance. Balance your material life and spiritual life. Men always keep asking, how do you balance? But we need to balance more than you have to balance. Because we are handling home, we are handling family, plus our own Krishna consciousness. Very difficult to do that. Doing a job and being Krishna conscious, being out, you can finish your 16 rounds easily. But for us to be able to do that without neglecting either of our responsibilities. Suppose if we just become, okay, I have to take care of family, I cannot neglect family. So I just, family. और टेम्पल में सेवा के लिए बुलाएंगे. No, I have first my family, I have to take care of family. Wow, how can you expect me to do this? I'm a woman, I have family. अरे सब women ऐसा सोचेंगे तो टेम्पल चलेगा कैसे चलेगा? Right? Certain things in temple are there which only ladies can do. For example, ladies preaching. Men start preaching to ladies, then what will start happening? Something different will only, Rasleelas will start taking place. So, I'm just saying, cooking in the kitchen. I remember one time, because we all Matajis, they had, what was that? I don't remember the occasion. And they told the Prabhujis to do cooking. So, bata diya tha unko list. Cooking for who? For the deities. One day ke liye. One day, it was during yatra, I don't remember exact details. So, rabdi bana ke, Bhagwan ko roz rabdi offer hota hai na, Gopinath ko. So, they made rabdi and they would make 2 लीटर का रबड़ी बनता है ना, दूध एकदम नाइस गाढ़ा करे और डालते तो फट जाता था. शुगर डाले फट जाता था. वापस 2 लीटर किया, शुगर डाला फट गया. 6 लीटर दूध फाड़ दिया ऐसे. तब फिर ऑफरिंग का टाइम हो गया ना. व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? तो somebody came and they said तो नींबू का फूल डाल रहे थे. कटोरी भर के नींबू का फूल. 1 कटोरी शक्कर बोला था बराबर. कटोरी भर के नींबू का फूल डाल रहे थे. तो उनको कैसे समझेगा? राइट? So certain things, certain areas, whatever we are saying, more artistic hand is there. You can't experiment. Prabhu ji, rangoli kar do na udhar thoda. So if all women start neglecting temple services because of this, is it good? No. And what if we just keep running to temple? I have to go today because it is what? Bhaktivinoda Thakur appearance day. I have to make offerings. So घर पे हस्बैंड और बच्चे, मम्मी स्विगी जोमेटो स्विगी ऑर्डर कर दो. हस्बैंड को बोलेंगे यू मैनेज द प्रसाद, किधर होटल से ऑर्डर कर लो. आई हैव टू कुक फॉर भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर. हस्बैंड बोले ये भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर का क्या बैठे घर पे. सो यूजुअली वी गेट ऑफ बैलेंस, गेट कैरिड अवे बाय डिफरेंट थिंग्स. यू माइट वांट टू गो टू टेंपल एंड डू सर्विसेज बिकॉज टेंपल में किया तो विशाखा माता जी क्या बोलना. कितनी सेवा करते हैं मंदिर में, कितने करते हैं, लेकिन घर पे बच्चे रो रहे हैं. The Shambhu is coming out and children are neglected and the house is in a mess and everything is disorderly. Who's coming to see? I don't know. But I like to do in the temple because I am getting a pat on my shoulder. say, wow, you know, Vishakha mataji, क्या कहना, हाँ? और घर पे कुछ करेंगे तो विशाखा mataji no value, right? So again we go off balance, right? So right now what we are trying to understand is, dears, that we have to always be steady-headed, and that is what is most necessary for us. Both simultaneously, not that पहले मैं ये करूँ बाद में ये करेंगे. हाँ, one time one Prabhuji asked a question to our Guru Maharaj, that Maharaj, right now we are young. I feel I should just spend my time in earning money so that I can retire fast and then do preaching. So Maharaj ने क्या बोला? That time, how will you decide what is that age when you do? And are we so pure that we can do only preaching, only Krishna consciousness?
Will we be alive?
Will we be alive? That's a major question. But you have to do everything simultaneously. It should never be this or that. It has to always be this and that. Very beautiful statement Maharaj said. Never think, कभी-कभी हमको लगता है ना कि ये करे कि ये करे यार, confusion है. What to do, this or try to remember this, not this or this and then work on it. How can I do that? Not एक को side में रख के दूसरा नहीं. It has to always be this and that. If you forget the whole lecture, ठीक है. ये एक चीज याद रखना. That will make you a superwoman. This and that. So somewhere, you know, if you are having realistic needs, don't suppress it, which people do today. And out of our immaturity we may end up doing, or out of trying to create a better image of ourselves in front of other people, I have no complaints, you know, I am doing like this. No, if I have a need, take out some time, do what you like to do also, and then continue with what you are doing. That will give you more power to do what you are supposed to do, what you don't like also in a better way, right? Otherwise someday it will absolutely go, pendulum will go this way or that way, right? So just be very, very realistic and try to see that we can lead to the maximum extent a life which is very balanced and stress free. Stress is the nature of the world today. We are going to get stressed out, no doubt, because today more and more of us are working people. It's not that we are housewives, but with all of that, do things which are necessary. Simple things like eat breakfast on time. I know some ladies, you know, they are so busy in the morning. Husband will tell her, "Tu to kha le tu." बात मत करो अभी, you know, I am too busy, I am too busy, I am too busy. And by 12 o'clock उसका बीपी नीचे, सब ऐसा इतना ढीली. I have a lot of weakness, and she'll call up Prabhuji and say, "Prabhuji, lot of weakness, you know, lot of weakness." And Prabhuji बोल के थक गए उसको कि अरे तू खाना टाइम पे खाते हैं? You manage your life. How much time does it take, yaar? Don't try to show your greatness. No, I sacrifice so much and you know I'm not. किसको दिखाना है? Your body has needs. Be realistic. Take a short nap, regular basis पे. Do that. Do some exercise for yourself. If your body is fit, you will be able to do. If you like, hear some good music. You might have that desire. Whatever you need to do for fitness. Swimming जाना है, swimming करो. थोड़ा योगा करो, थोड़ा एक्सरसाइज करो. Take a bath 2-3 times in a day. You will feel fresh immediately. Simple tips. Nothing rocket science what we are talking about, right? All these simple things you do. Give yourself a periodic break also from the routine which you are doing. जो रोज कर रहे हैं, तो थोड़ा सा ब्रेक ले लो. ब्रेक में हम क्या करने वाले? गैम्बलिंग थोड़ी ना करने. What will we do in a break? Something Krishna conscious only is going to be there, na? Whatever, you know. So all these small things if you do, because only then you will be a wholesome woman, right? Because physical balance will remain only proper if our emotional balance and spiritual balance is going to be right. It's all connected. You cannot disconnect. Okay, physically I want to be balanced, बाकी emotion खड्डे में, spiritual खड्डे में, और spiritually I want to be this good, बाकी चीज खड्डे में. No, I have to be emotionally also balanced. I have a need. We are women. We like to talk. Call up a phone. Take a phone and call up a friend and chat for some time. Don't gossip. उसका मन में क्या होता है? Don't create negativity. But some positive talk which we can have. You like to chat with your friend, chat. No harm in doing that, you know. So all these balancing things, then only you will feel like a complete woman. It's very important for us to feel complete. Because when you feel complete, you will feel happy. Right? So just these are few of the thoughts that I just thought we could do some churning on this. Because we understand that why do we need balance? 4 things. First is to maintain mental health. So we are not only talking of physical health. पागल बन जाएंगे एक दिन हम लोग. हाँ? And nobody will help us anyway except saying पागल है. पागल. बस बोल के चटक जाएंगे. क्या मिला? कुछ नहीं. इतना सब करने के बाद we get the good label. पागल है. Mental health is not taken care of. No. I have my mental health. I want to be mentally strong. It also increases our productivity. If we are able to be balanced, we'll be able to be more efficient and more productive. In short time, I can do more things. Right? I can do better. To also make us develop a more rounded personality. And ultimately just to make us happy. You want to be all-rounded personality. Okay? Ladies, all-rounder. कोई चीज़ में पीछे नहीं हटते. Doing the needful. जरूरत है तो टॉयलेट भी साफ करेंगे, जरूरत है तो तलवार लेके झांसी की रानी भी बन जाएंगे. हम सब करने के लिए सक्षम हैं. Doing the needful. For that we need to develop our mental, physical, spiritual health in a rounded way. Okay? Mental health, you will increase your productivity, right? All-rounded personality, and to be happy. It will keep us happy. It will keep us happy. You will always see only a balanced person, man or woman, only they are happy. जो भी कोई imbalance करे, बहुत preaching करते, somewhere कहीं पे कुछ कम है. Even if you are doing only fully spiritual also, na, somewhere, because we are in the material world. At least we are still not gone to the spiritual world. उधर जाके वो करेंगे तब ठीक है. But we are still here, so that will be an important factor. Okay. So if anybody has any comments to add, any realizations, any questions, please feel free. Yes, dear. You want to just come forward and ask a question, everybody can hear.
So I'm just sitting behind. Thank you so much for this wonderful class, Mataji. It was really inspiring. And I always feel like, tell my mother also, whenever a devotee says something, somebody who's applying, they say something, it has a lot of effect. So it's the same thing. So grateful to see you, Mataji. First time I've been hearing about you, first time ever I got to see you in person. So my question is, you spoke about three aspects like physical, spiritual, emotional. So each one is different and each one's needs are different. And also, by the time you came into Krishna consciousness when you were in 9th standard, but not all of us were that lucky. So, like speaking for myself, by the time I understood what exactly is real Krishna consciousness, where I misapplied the process, it took a toll on my time, health. Applies your class that she's already been struggling for the family, so it's individualized. So how does it? I mean, what is the practical application? In principles wise, I got it, Mataji, but for somebody who's gone through that stage of life, let's say for those Matajis who are in the Vanaprastha stage of life, the application of principle is different, and for me it's different, and for much younger students it's different. So how do we apply that? So that is all. Yeah, as an devotee, that's the question too.
Now each of us has a separate scenario. You cannot compare anybody's scenario. That's why there can never be a common answer to all the questions. Life can never be black and white. Isn't it? It would be so easy if life was black and white. So one devotee asked a question in Bhagavatam class that, Maharaj, you say that sadhana is very important. I should do my sadhana well and all. But all programs are in the late evening only. कृष्ण जन्म 12 बजे हुआ, जन्माष्टमी gets late, रामनवमी is late, राधाष्टमी is late, God Purnima in the evening, Nasing Chaturdashi. So the programs get over so late, and distance of traveling from the temple is so much. So by the time we reach home, it is like, even in Bombay, distances are so much. If we reach home at 12, 12:30, 1 o'clock, then we can't get up in the morning and do sadhana. So should I skip coming to the programs in the evening and focus on my sadhana, or I should just compromise on my sadhana and attend programs? What answer do you think should be given?
This and that.
Maharaj gave a very beautiful answer. He's saying in Krishna consciousness, we are not here to make anybody's time today. We will have to understand the principles and apply it. Like formula. Formula never gives you the answer. E is equal to mc square. उसको apply करो, जहाँ पे जो भी figures है, apply it to that, and you will get your answer. So that's where Krishna consciousness comes in place, that we should deeply try to understand the principles. Principles, as we said, for us in this scenario today is keep a balanced life in such a way that what can make me happy. Now for a student, that might be obviously different. कि उनका जो स्टडीज़ है, उनका जो टाइम पास पीरियड रहता है, कॉफ़ी शॉप, फला ढिकना, मूविंग, आउटिंग, डेटिंग, जो भी, उसको कैसे बैलेंस करके स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ में आना. फॉर पर्सन लाइक मम्मी, right, the situation is completely different, that what will make me happy right now. Another mataji I met of her age, and I said her husband is not at all a devotee. In fact, he is anti. Not being a devotee is one thing and anti is different thing. So I said, Mataji, how are you able to be, she is very active in Krishna consciousness. So he said, I just learned one thing, that when I can't change the situation or change the person, I just try to be acceptance mode. Because acceptance makes me happy. And I love that answer, Okay? Not everything we can change. He can, but principle is what? I want to be happy. So that principle we apply. I have to accept it. At this age, how much can I change things around me? I can't. I can't change my body because it's already become, I can't run around and I can't do like that. So I have to accept it. That this is the way it is. So just, we are trying to explain. When I said DKP is a principle, Deshkal Patra. There are many principles like that. Rupa Goswami gave the principle, do what is favorable for devotional service, reject what is unfavorable for this. So all these combinations, we try to study our books, we try to hear and understand this. Okay, these are the principles, and then apply it to my scenario. No two persons situation can be same, even though बहनों का same नहीं होता है. So what do you expect?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Mataji, especially in a non-devotional what I have basically. Mataji, can you please be a little louder? Because when you said non-devotee, my father is also similar.
No.
Like I'm the only one practicing in my family. The way I have done is the same acceptance. Because to a certain extent you can tell, but if you force, then they could force their principles on you. So therefore what I have done, whatever is nice to them or whatever is there, my prasad I take and give it, but rest everything they follow their own way. But what I have seen over the last 5 years, I've been here only for 5 years, but I have seen a lot of transformation in this. Like only initially ये क्या हो रहा है, सडन भक्ति का भूत कैसे चढ़ेगा, and things like that. But otherwise slowly they also accepted, and because I am letting them do whatever makes them happy, they are okay to do whatever makes me also happy. So now there is no
Win-win.
touchwood अभी तो win-win में ही है.
That is intelligence, no? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wrote a letter to Rupa Sanatana Goswami. What did he write in the letter? Because they wanted to give up their government service and join Mahaprabhu full time. So Mahaprabhu wrote a letter in which he wrote that just like a woman who has a paramour, how she serves her husband, how she serves even more carefully, even more lovingly, because she doesn't want to get caught. थोड़ा extra करेंगे, So that, again, that's a principle. That's what I'm coming to. That's a principle that we understood. Okay, this is how I'm supposed to do. I should do my duties so perfectly, so diligently, more than other people जिनके family में सब devotee है. कि मेरे लोगों को लगे वाह यार इतना मेरा ध्यान रख रही है. From where are you learning these things? Vis-a-vis people like us. When we join Krishna consciousness, वो fanatism भूत सर पे होता है ना. We felt कि सबको devotee बन जाना चाहिए. So we were small and I started preaching to my parents. Papa, you should do this and Papa, you should not do this and this. And I started back answering him and I started arguing with him. So he said, ये पहले ऐसी नहीं थी, ये टेम्पल में जाके बिगड़ के आई है. I don't want you to go to the temple. And then I told my Guru Maharaj this. He said, because you are only not behaving properly, you are better you stop preaching. That will be better preaching. You are thinking that you are preaching, keep your mouth shut. That will be better preaching. Just do not rebel so much and do your responsibilities better. Become more respectful, more loving, more service oriented. Do more things. And when I started doing that, there was such a transformation. That father of mine who used to take my bead bag and throw it on the shoes, or sometimes he would, just to irritate me, take it and throw it in the washroom, bead bag, just to show how much he did not want. That father of mine took initiation ultimately. Just because of the guidance that Guru Maharaj gave me. Do this, do it better. So we think that we want to transform, but we don't know how to transform. Best is by our own example. Do our duties even better, everything better, then will. You are seeing the change in your life.
Yeah, not only this, कोई अगर आ रहे हैं इनसे don't come on Saturday, Sunday. My wife is very busy.
It's a matter of time, Mataji. वो आपसे आगे भाग जाएंगे. Don't worry.
We always say that with our love and service attitude we can win and transform anyone, but in some cases we have seen that woman is stuck in a rut, like she may have to face domestic violence and even infidelity and all that kind, and the man is not ready to change, and then she also loses interest in giving that kind of love and service because वो मन फट जाता है kind of things. So in that, and she's not too assertive or bold to take a severe step or anything. How do we help such?
This is becoming little more common nowadays. That this type of behavior, domestic violence, nobody will know. You'll be surprised so many times that we feel domestic violence must be taking place only in low socio-economic group, but it is also so much taking place in even high class society, and sometimes it is much more that you may not even know about it, and the causes are different only, right? As you said, infidelity and all these things, extramarital affairs are happening. All this is happening so commonly thanks to our social media. They are all seeing all these things, no? What is happening. So, obviously, see, there is two things you could do. Either, if you just leave such a person, but what is the future of a, it is all case to case. If it is too extreme a case, it can be discussed, but sometimes our tolerance level has also gone down so much. Okay, why is it happening? Maybe something wrong, my behavior is like that, that's why it is happening like that. We never tell, no? We never go and tell. Does a couple ever go to a marriage counselor and tell them like that, sir, I am having problems in my married life because my husband is perfect, but मेरे में ही fault है. तो बताओगे क्या? कोई ऐसे बताता है? You will always go and try to say कि I am so perfect, my partner only is stupid, They don't understand this, that. Human tendency, we feel like that, right? So two things is, how extreme it is, case to case, then you may need to take guidance from seniors, okay, how to handle it. However, if it is, chota mota idhar udhar, then still keeping our Indian culture in mind, we have to see that am I the cause of the problem? And I will act according to my nature, and the person is acting according to that person's nature. Like one girl was having an extramarital affair, a lady. And he said, why are you doing this? He said, why not, Mataji? My husband is having. तो ये तो कोई ये हो गया क्या? तू मजा कर, मैं भी मजा कर.
Competition.
It is a way of rebelling. Only you can have, I can also have. So what are you doing here? You are ruining your own character. मतलब क्या बड़ा, तूने कौन सा बड़ा तीर मार दिया? कि ऐसा कर रहे हो. So वो story है ना, the sadhu and the scorpion. The sadhu was sitting on the bank and the scorpion was drowning in the river. So the sadhu picked up the scorpion, put him on the thing. But while picking up the scorpion, bit it. So छूट गया उसके हाथ से. And again he started drowning. Again the sadhu picked up, and this went on several times. So one by-watcher, onlooker asked, why are you doing this, So he said, because the scorpion is acting according to his nature, which is to sting and to bite. And I am acting according to my nature, because I am
Sadhu.
I'm a sadhu. I am supposed to have compassion. I cannot become like that. Today the competition is, you are bad, I will become bad. tit for tat type of thing, right? होता है ना, कभी कोई गिफ्ट देते हैं ना शादी में वगैरह, हिसाब रखना क्या गिफ्ट दिया, उसने जितना दिया उसके हिसाब से उसको, पर नहीं, if I feel like giving more but I will still give less, उसने क्या दिया था उनको, इतने का ही दिया था ना. But if you feel like giving, you behave the way you are supposed to behave, let them behave the way they are supposed to behave. It is very easy to say, it is very difficult to do, but if we can do that, we will be glorious.
Extension to your follow-up question to what you said, Mataji, that one needs to be ideal in every way. But when dealing with non-devotee other family members and relatives, they have too high expectations of us, Mataji, because this has been my practical experience and also my mother's, especially the close family members. They expect us to be like, or it's like, not to dress up nicely or like tolerate all kinds of injustices or like, submissive is not the right word, tolerate whatever they say, and even if they're being unjust also, how come your health is not good, so you're in this path, you're supposed to be peaceful, you're supposed to be peaceful, which is looking for every excuse, Mataji, because this has been my practical experience, mine and my mother's, and it's like they expect us to be materially, because we believe in Krishna, they expect us either to do well, so very well materially, and which is not the case, because their material statuses have increased, so that way they show their what do you call status, and then they showing a superiority complex on us, especially mama, and earlier it was only dad's side, now it's like my mother's side also for the past couple of years. So it's like, you are a loser, you're anyway fit for nothing in society. Earlier it would only come to me, but for the past some years, he kind of yells at her, my mother's elder brother. So he keeps yelling at her, stating that, you're unfit in society. Earlier it was only, you only encouraged her to go to temple, now you also started.
A lot of comments like this will come from all spheres, from friends, from family, everything. One thing principle which I follow, I can, the story of the donkey and the man and the son, right? Damn if you do, damn if you don't. You carry the donkey on your head, still they will say, what's the use of the donkey? You allow the father to sit on the donkey and क्या बेशरम करता है? बेशरम father के लड़के को चला रहे, लड़के को बिठाया तो बोले लड़का बेशरम है, तो दोनों ने गधे को उठाया तो बोले अरे क्या पागल लोग हैं, दोनों गधे पे बैठे तो बोले क्या निर्दय लोग हैं, मतलब this world is like this. So one thing is not that in our life we should not get affected by what every damn Tom, Dick and Harry says, because everybody becomes a self-appointed counselor for you. Hey, ऐसा करो, ऐसा मत करो. अगर आपको पूछा, did we ask your opinion? But you should have 1, 2, 3 people, मतलब 2-3 लोग whose opinions we should allow to matter in our life. Other ones, they speak and the caravan passes on. Only then you can be peaceful. Otherwise you will feel affected. This one thinks this about me, that one says that about me. This one feels it. अरे वो मेरा घर चलाने आते हैं, नहीं ना? अरे वो, oh you feel like that? Yeah, you're right. So you're also right. But I do what I want to do. As long as those 2-3 people who are opinion makers in my life, and that adhikar, who will decide? I will decide. I will not give that adhikar to anybody. Okay, you comment, you also can comment. No, I will decide. I want your opinion, I want your opinion, I want your opinion, I want your. Rest shut up. I don't say shut up, but I shut myself up. That's what I mean, shut up means. they have a right. How can we control what they are saying? Be peaceful.
Yeah.
Be convinced that what you are doing is right. They have a right to do opinion. I have a right to do what I am doing. Win-win. दुनिया में ऐसे ही जी सकते हैं. सबका बोलना सुनेंगे ना पागल हो जाएंगे हम लोग. Spiritually, materially, everywhere.
Also, Mataji, my personal experience, we should not even promote that we are doing something like this to those people who don't believe.
So that is one of the offenses, not to preaching the glories of the holy name to one who is faithless person, because you will make them commit more offenses. So you judge. If you can do well, if you can't do well, and sometimes when these type of domestic issues come up now, when the fight or the argument is taking place, you cannot achieve anything. But when sometimes so there will be some good mood in the house. कभी कुछ फेस्टिवल है, कभी कुछ हंसी खुशी बात कर रहे हैं, तो एक हमने सेवा की है, घर के लोग हैं ना, प्रेम से बात तो की है ना, we have some rapport with them, तो उनको बता सकते हैं कि when you behave like this ना, it hurts me in a small way. Thank you Mataji. Hari Bol. In a small way we can always communicate to them that this hurts me, you know, if you don't mind it, and we do little more for them. ऐसा करके कम्युनिकेशन चैनल तो ओपन रखना चाहिए. You cannot just keep on unless you know, like sometimes लड़कियों में भी फॉल्ट होता है कि हमारा टॉलरेंस थ्रेशोल्ड ही बहुत कम होता है. छोटा सा कुछ बोला हाँ लेके बैठ जाते हैं, ऐसा बोला है. अरे क्या हो गया यार, एक आध कमेंट पास किया, ठीक है, टेक इट इन योर ओन स्ट्राइड. लर्न टू टेक थिंग्स इन योर स्ट्राइड. थिंग्स विच यू कैनॉट चेंज, विच आर बियॉन्ड योर कंट्रोल, टेक इट इन योर स्ट्राइड. ठीक है, बोले हंसते हुए बोले, मजाक में बोले, हमने मजाक में ले लिया. हर चीज़ को सीरियसली लेना ज़रूरी नहीं है.
So much fun.
बी हैप्पी, बी पीसफुल.
Because she is more attached to her elder brother. She lost her father young, so she's so attached to him. So everything matters for her.
Attachment is good, but don't let it affect us so much.
Thanks so much.
Mataji, I have a question. I have a particular scenario. I know a Mataji from a different congregation, and they have 5 children, 4 daughters and 1 son. The second, all the 4 are doing their medicine. All the 4 daughters are doing medicine.
Medicine.
Yeah, medicine. The second daughter is doing a GDS in a particular different state. Now, recently, what we came to know through my daughter is that the second one is wearing the kantimala because she is a bit scared of her mom and all that. But she has got addicted to, you know, the influence of her friends and all that in college, and she's smoking, boozing, moving around with that situation and all that. Now, I know this Mataji is also very close to me, we're moving around very closely. But how do I tell this Mataji that your daughter is like this? Now, how do I pass on this information? Because I don't want to spoil the relation also, because we are talking about her daughter. So any parent would not like to talk about, you know, to hear ill about whoever it is, whether you're spiritual or materialistic. So how do you say, how do you express this? It's a very delicate situation.
Yeah, depending on what depth of our relationship. However, as you said, we have to be very, very sensitive and very careful. So one of the ways you could do is that, you know, how's your daughter doing? You are in regular touch with it. Indirectly, we are communicating. कि उसके friends हैं. Are you able to keep a check on it?
Okay, that and all is happening, but she is not ready to hear anything bad about her daughter. She is a person like that.
Then what can you do?
So I better keep quiet.
We can pray for her. That much you can do. We can pray for her. That control we have got. But rest, otherwise, if somebody is listener, you know, like I know one parent who was, the friends knew कि इसको मालूम पड़ा ना, धो देंगे उसको. They will beat her up like anything. Beat the child up like anything. If he comes to know, okay, his son is doing this, he will beat up the son. Right? So, now that also you do not want, na? It has to be done in a very intelligent way, through somebody else. Somehow or the other, the message has to be conveyed that way, you know. But provided you know कि opposite person कैसा है into taking the whole situation. Like you are saying, if she won't take it, no point. Many times we want to help so many people, but you can't help. Sometimes closest people you can't help. बाहर के लोगों को help कर सकते, घर के लोगों को नहीं कर सकते. Many times. What time do we have to end?
No limit, Pat. No limit.
सबके हस्बैंड बोलेंगे घर पे क्या कर
कितने बोलेंगे माता जी?
सखी संघ के बारे में मालूम है सबको कुछ
और working day भी सब office के
The reason we put on working days for this only, so Prabhuji's don't bother us.
Always it's on working day? Wow. Yes.
Mataji, I am like all the confused questions. First one is like
एक एक ही पूछता
actually यहाँ से बाहर निकलते ही हम लोग सिर्फ वही मूड में आ जाएंगे। यहाँ तो सब समझ में आ रहा है घर जाके अच्छा बर्ताव करना है, अच्छे से रहना है, तो ही हमारी इज्जत है वो सब समझ। घर जाके सिर्फ वही सब करेंगे। रिलेशनशिप खराब हो रहा है, उनमें कोई गलती नहीं है, हम लोग ही है जो भी है, अपने आप को कुछ सर पे सीन मार के समझ रहे हैं, हमेशा बताते हैं because you are in ISKCON, you think that you are having horns on your head and all that, तो घर जाके फिर वैसे ही बिहेव करेंगे and everything is like फिर यहाँ पे हरी बहुत
Conditioning.
Conditioning.
We are all conditioned. But if you are told, hey, you have got cancer, or you have to take care of this, so will you still be cancer? खाते रहो